Well, it's time for the HAW Tag Team Championship match, and making their way out to the ring first is the O'Toole brothers. The O'Toole brothers, of course, former HAW Tag Team Champions. Sean O'Toole there in the green, Fergus O'Toole there in the brown. Now they're going to be challenging the BioFuel Engineers tonight, and it's going to be a matchup of chemistry versus biochemistry. I don't know. The point is, O'Toole brothers, they're twins. They've grown up together. They know everything about each other, and you'll never have a tag team in HAW that works better together than these two. That being said, the current champions, the BioFuel Engineers, the men who are coming out right now to a boo from the crowd, they've been on quite a roll. They've won the tag team championship in their first match. They've defended the tag team championship against Mr. Lifeguard and Laser, the musical lifeguard chairs, and now they're defending the championship again, but we'll see if they could successfully defend it is the question. But here's the big storyline going into this match. This is their first actual tag team match. I mean, they've been involved in handicaps, they've been involved in hardcores. Hell, they were even involved in a little bit of a barroom brawl last week with the O'Tooles, but now this is an actual certified tag team match. Can they pull it off? Can Dalton Elkins and Sidney Mason beat the O'Toole brothers? And Sidney is starting the match off going against Sean O'Toole. The two S's of their teams, Sean and Sidney, as Sidney starts off. Oh no, never mind that. I thought he was going to be in control there, but good little jawbreaker there by Sean O'Toole. Gets Sidney down onto the ground, and he goes and starts working on the head. Sidney Mason, a man who was bald, and because of that, has less padding for the back of his head than the other O'Toole brothers, or even Dalton for that matter. It could very easily hurt him. He's more prone to bleeding, I guess. Sidney now just working on Sean's head in the other corner of the ring. He picks him up. Oh man, and quite some momentum and force being pulled on that move right there as Sidney punches him in the head. Sean locks up and ooh, very nice fire with a suplex right there on to Sidney Mason. Is now Sean O'Toole in control and stomping away. Both these men, they're pulling out some powerful moves, but also they're sort of testing the waters, it seems, early on. They're not breaking out their big guns. And hey, this could be a very important match of endurance, so why not? Oh, and now Sidney, Sean was going for a move, but Sidney picked him up and just tackled him to the ground and successfully makes a tag over to Dalton Elkins. Comes into the ring now. Fresh competitor right there. Dalton Irish whips him, and a good old-fashioned flapjack right there to serve up for a morning breakfast on to Sean O'Toole, and goes right after the knee. Now, Dalton locks up with Sean, elbows him in the back of the head, and sends him down again. And at this point, it looks like to be complete control for the BioFuel Engineers, as Sean O'Toole just being dragged around like a dead body. You know, he's just not responding to any stimuli except when he gets driven into the ring. Now into the turnbuckle he goes as Dalton lifts him up onto the top turnbuckle. And what do we have here? Oh, this doesn't look good, folks. Oh my God. And again, the neck. The neck area is just hurting him. He goes for a pin right here. This could be it. 1, 2. Oh, and a 2 count right there. And I think that's a very good test by Dalton Elkins. I mean, oftentimes you'll see early pinfall attempts, you'll get a 1 count or something, but he got a good 2.5 right there, which definitely shows that damage is being done to Sean O'Toole. That being said, Fergus O'Toole is completely fresh. So Sean O'Toole can successfully pull this move off, and he does do that. A little bit of a gut buster there. He makes the successful tag over to his brother Fergus. And now Fergus, the freshest man in the match, comes in. But Dalton manages to spin him around, lifts him up, and slams him down to the ground. And now stomping at his stomach. Oh boy, that's going to cause some digestive issues, I think. Oh wow, an overhead belly suplex there by Dalton Elkins on to Fergus O'Toole, and he makes a tag over to Sidney Mason now. And now each, and a good spinning heel kick there, and each wrestler is now sort of just face off with each other. They've all had their combinations come forth in the ring. And now Fergus dominating Sidney Mason. That spinning heel kick really put him in control, and tosses him over, and onto the neck goes Sidney Mason. Oh, but a good reversal there by Sidney. That could put him back in the match here. As he does, he picks up Fergus O'Toole and sends him right down. And that just slows down that momentum that Fergus was building. Quick tag there to Dalton Elkins coming in. Dalton gets plastered onto the ground by Fergus O'Toole. And right now, it's been a very fair wrestling match. We haven't... Wait a minute, what do we have here? Oh my goodness! Down goes O'Toole. We got the cover. 1, 2. Oh, but Fergus kicking out. That's what I was saying. It's been a fairly fair wrestling match, which is not something you'd expect from these two teams. You'd expect maybe some dirty shenanigans from the BioFuel engineers and maybe some weaponry from the O'Tooles, but throughout this match, we've just seen fair wrestling, but now Dalton looks to be lighting up. Fergus O'Toole picks him up. Oh, Nelly, that's put away. Many a wrestler. He goes for the pinfall right here. 1, 2. Oh, and Fergus kicking out at 2. He came in fresh as a daisy, but he's taken a brutal beating like a dandelion on a field that met a lawnmower. Speaking of trees, he's in a tree of woe situation right there and getting stomped and choked by Dalton Elkins. And wisely getting out of the ring. I think that's what he needed to do. Oh, and the quickness right there totally took Dalton off guard, and he's able to slam him down to the ground. Now, Fergus making that tag to Sean. Sean coming into the ring now. Locking up with Dalton, and you gotta look at the veteran ring presence right there of Fergus before. That could have completely turned the tide of this match. He knew he was in trouble, he knew he was hurting, and just like that, he slid out of the ring, and while Dalton Elkins was just recovering and not paying attention, he completely changed the tide. And now, Sean O'Toole is in control of this match for the O'Toole brothers, and Dalton is in a bad spot. He's in the opposite corner of the ring. That's the one place you don't want to be in a tag team match, especially when the championship is on the line. Dalton, though, able to successfully get out of there and tag in Sidney Mason. And now Sidney and Sean lock up in the ring. Sean getting worked on the arm by Sidney, and some good gymnastics there by Sidney as he goes for a quick cover, covering the face so he can't breathe. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 2-point close is what I would call it. That being said, it doesn't matter because Sean O'Toole kicked out, and now he's in the wrong corner. And, do we have a little bit of a double team maneuver here? Oh, off the ropes, onto the ground goes Sean O'Toole, and I was talking about chemistry, but that's pretty good by the BioFuel engineers, and it's a 2 count. Fergus breaking it up at the last possible second. Now, sit to the corner is Sean O'Toole as he's brought up to the top rope. Dalton positioning him, and Oh, a top rope DDT. That is hurting the head of Sean O'Toole. Irish whips. Oh no, that was just needing a big boot to the face. Goes for the cover again. 1, 2. Sean kicking out at 2. And Sidney Mason just staying in the ring, getting yelled at by referee Dennis Thompson. He leaves. Oh, and a good boot playing possum right there is Sean O'Toole. Oh, and sends down Dalton Elkins, and he might need to make a tag right there, and he does. He's going right over. Oh, but Fergus saying, no, he doesn't want any part of this. I don't know what's going on with the O'Toole brothers there, but Fergus not wanting part of that. And this allows Dalton Elkins to capitalize. Oh, never mind on that. A wiggle out there by Sean O'Toole, hitting that neck breaker. And now he's got him in a submission. Is he going to tap out? He's moving and flailing around like a fish on land, but no, he doesn't tap out, folks. Dalton Elkins stays in the match and manages to fight out. Now, Michigan suplex there by Dalton Elkins as he goes for the pin. 1, 2. Oh, and there goes Fergus O'Toole sent out by Sidney Mason. And shoulder first into the steel ring post. And outside, I believe there was a Frankensteiner by Fergus O'Toole onto Sidney Mason. Oh my goodness, there's action taking place outside of the ring now. Everything's happening in this match. But while that's going on, Dalton Elkins just hit Sean O'Toole. He goes for the cover. 1, 2, and Fergus breaking the pinfall up at the last second as Sidney Mason goes for an attack on him and starts beating the hell out of Fergus. Suplex there by Sean O'Toole onto Dalton. And now Fergus in out of the ring and Sidney Mason getting a little bit of work. Oh, and Mason not listening to referee Dennis Thompson. He just goes after it and says, hey, there's a submission. I'm going to break that up. And it's a wise move by Sidney Mason. And Sean O'Toole gets sent to the bad corner of the ring, folks. Oh, and a tornado DDT off the middle rope there by Dalton Elkins on to Sean O'Toole. Dalton sending him back into the turnbuckle. And we're going to see another tag team. And uh-oh, what is this? Oh my goodness, from the top rope came Sidney Mason, and down he goes. We got to cover. 1, 2, and Fergus once again coming into the match and saving Sean O'Toole. That's been the story ever since the failed tag that Sean O'Toole tried to make on Fergus. I don't know what happened there, but a slingshot off of the turnbuckle into a suplex there. And now on the ground in a whole lot of trouble is Sean O'Toole. Going to the middle rope is Mason, and he goes, but he hits referee Dennis Thompson. Dennis Thompson is down. Anything could be happening right now, but it looks like they're just going to do some fair wrestling as he sends them into the turnbuckle. Thompson's still struggling to get up. He got hit, but now he's finally onto his knees, and now up onto his feet, and he seems to be okay. And look at that. Sean waiting for referee Dennis Thompson to be onto his feet and back in consciousness before he makes the tag to Fergus O'Toole. The smart move there by Sean O'Toole, because how many times have we seen a referee not see a tag and then just call him back in? And what do we have here? This is all the way up at the top rope, folks. Fergus O'Toole, Sidney Mason. Oh my goodness! Wow! Slammed right down to the ground. And he might be in a whole heap and load of trouble. And now we've got ourselves a submission here. Could Sidney Mason be tapping out? Do we have new HAW Tag Team Champions on our hands? No! No! A knee! A desperate knee by Sidney Mason stops the run by Fergus. And now Fergus gets Irish whipped in the turnbuckle. And I think Sidney Mason wisely makes a tag, and we might be seeing our second double team maneuver. I was talking about chemistry at the start of the match, and it looks like the BioFuel engineers have been the team with the most chemistry so far. Oh my goodness, that's been their third double team maneuver. They've saved each other. They made wise tags. And now Dalton Elkins just beating down Fergus O'Toole. He had that momentum. But once Sydney fought out of the submission, it sort of stopped things. But now Fergus trying to get things going again onto Dalton Elkins. Going after the knee and the leg of Dalton now. Now picking him up. And, oh, he went for the super kick, but Dalton catches the super kick and blocks it. Oh my goodness, folks. And now Dalton slams him down to the ground. He's going for the pin cover. He's got a 1, 2, 3. And there we go. Dalton Elkins pins Fergus O'Toole. Oh my goodness. Fergus was really giving it all, and at the end there, he went it, and he thought he was going to win that match with the super kick. The super kick that's won the O'Toole brothers so many matches. But Dalton Elkins does the impossible. He caught the super kick. He blocked the super kick. He reversed the super kick. And after that, it was just a matter of time as he just sent him down to the ground and pinned him. Oh my goodness, folks. The BioFuel Engineers are still the HAW Tag Team Champions, and at the end of the day, it was done through chemistry, and it was done through hard work. Quite the amazing display here tonight. And there it is, right there. I thought the super kick was going to be the end of the match, but it wasn't. Dalton, amazing wherewithal to catch it. And Sidney Mason just got right into the ring and blocked Sean from coming in. And the BioFuel Engineers win this match. Wow, and you know what? They've answered the critics. Everyone was saying, hey, can the BioFuel Engineers win a fair 2-on-2 tag team match? Well, you know what? They just took out former HAW World Tag Team Champions, the O'Toole brothers, and they just pinned them 1, 2, 3 right there in the center of the ring. There you have it, folks. BioFuel Engineers still your HAW Tag Team Champions.